early Saturday morning in the shop. You can see the bench back here. It looks a little further along than it is just because I've got the voice laid on there and stuff, but we're nowhere near that part yet. Going to be working on some joinery today. This is also vlog day, so I'll be kind of filming that as well. I'm really excited. I finally got that bench top planed down, all its dimensions, as square as I could get them, and it's been a whirlwind. It's been a lot of work trying to get all those dimensions square. I'm just using hand tools, using my hand planes, squares, trying to get those dimensions as good as I can. Today I'm going to start cutting the leg posts, so that's what we're going to start with right now. First thing I have to do is get this bench out of my way, get it off of my other bench. My woodworking vise there that I've purchased that I cannot wait to install. Very little light in here this morning. Okay. I'm trying to refrain from sliding it because I've noticed this is spruce, this is a softwood, and I've slid it down over the edge a couple times and down over the corner, and it's marked my surface. It's give it little digs and stuff, so try to refrain from doing that anymore. This top is fine to sit right here, get my posts up on this bench, and that's where we'll start doing some joinery. So these are my 4 leg posts. Ray, when he was out, helped me cut these to length, dimension them, plane them down so they're square. And right now they're about as good as they can be for these posts. It's a gorgeous one here. Look at these nice crisp edges, really hard edges there now. The bottoms I flattened recently, chamfered all those edges. See, we got a little bit of checking in certain places, but not a problem at all. Like here you can see it's very shallow. These posts look great. So, just so you can see where we are here, I'll darken this knife line a little bit with my pencil. And that's our cut line, and of course the tenons coming out of this side. Now, I don't have a fancy marking wheel gauge, but I do have my little combo square. So I've set it at exactly 2.5 inches. And for each tenon, that's going to be the width of the tenon. Not all my posts are exact dimension all the way across. They all come really close to each other, but they're not exact. So all I need to make sure is that my tenons are the exact same size. I want them to be as perfect as I can get them. So I'm going to run my combo square and knife along the tenon's edge here, along the clean edge, and that's where I'm marking my line, my cut line. So just to show you, here you can kind of see that line faintly here and here. So we're all marked out. This is the piece that'll be removed, and then we've got this nice big meaty tenon here that'll go up through our bench. The important thing I want to mention what I'm doing here is that some of my posts have hard edges like this. These are real nice corners here. This is a little ding here on the corner, but these are real crispy hard edges. But then up here we have a little bit of live wedge. So as I'm working here, I need to make sure my waist side is on the live edge side, because this would not make for a good tenon, not with this ugly rounded corner. This was a bit of wane left here that I cut off, but this would make for a terrible tenon. This here with these hard crispy edges will make for a perfect tenon. So I just got to be mindful. I check my posts beforehand, and I every post has a top side with at least 2 hard edges to cut my tenon from. So here we have 4 beautifully marked dimension leg posts ready to be cut out. This is the worst edge on this one here, but still not bad because we're getting rid of it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You can probably already tell this is a massive chisel. It's a beautiful Canadian Champion I restored a little while back. I believe it's exactly 2 inches. It was a lot of work to get this thing in square and get a nice edge on it like you see here now. But it's a beautiful chisel at this point. It's a nice low angle chisel. I'm just going to use a little bit here just to go up against that little knife mark I made. So you can see it's kind of breaking there. And I'm just going to push out this edge just so when I'm cutting with the saw I don't tear out any fiber from that tenon. My beautiful Diston D8 rip saw. This is a 5.5 point saw, and I'm just going to rip down through the top here. We'll see how it goes. It might be easier to just cut and start hacking out a little bit of this material with my chisel. I'm going to try ripping it first, and I'm going to stay probably a 1/16, even up to an 1/8 of an inch into my waste wood away from my tenon. I can always chisel out material quite easily, but it's pretty difficult to add material in. I'm just going to lean it against my foot here down on the bottom, and like I said, I'm staying away from that line. Actually, I think I'm going to switch to the other side. It'll be a little easier for my cutting. Okay, so I got my 1/16 there. Now you got to be really careful with this saw because it cuts like crazy. I'm not even using any pressure here now, and it's I'm just lightly laying out my cut here first, both across the top and then down the face. Okay. If you think about the amount of material I'm cutting through here, this is quite big stock. And I just ripped down through the line that fast in real time. So you can see I'm wavering. I'll bring you in here. Wavering away from the line a little bit here. So my line is right here. I'm stuck in the line there. So up top here, I'm about the 1/16th, but I am wavering a little bit. That's fine. That's super easy to chisel out. The main thing is that I don't cut into my tenon on this side. But yeah, easy cutting. I'm going to cut from this side now and finish almost down to the line. Now, cutting with a handsaw is something I've never been very good at. I'm getting a little bit better lately. I've been using my saws more, and I've had that motivation. They've been tuned up well. Ray sharpens my saws. This is a little frame back saw. Some people might call it a joinery saw, but it's lovely for work like this. I could easily cut this with my 8-point crosscut because I'm going to chisel it out anyways. I got to stay away from my line just because I'm not confident enough. But I really want to use this saw, and it is great at getting a nice clean cut. So I'm going to get quite close. I'm probably definitely less than a 1/16 there now away from my line. And I'm pretty much right at my line. I think it's the lengthways that I'm a little bit shy. So I'll give a few strokes just to see. Yeah. That is my first tenon. So let's have a look here. So I'm about a 1/16, not quite a 1/16 from my line here on the face cut. I'm a little bit farther off on this side. Like I said, I have a tendency to veer my saw because I'm scared of going into my line. And just a side note here, I have cut tenons before. This is just the first tenon, I mean, this project. Here's where a big chisel like this comes in handy. It's so wide, I can remove material easily because I can really get the weight of my body behind the chisel. But it's also really good at leveling because it's so wide it acts closer to a plane. Got a big reference surface on the back. So I'm just paying attention here to my lines. I'm gonna work right down to them. This is a small enough, or this is a large enough tenon that I'm able to put my small block plane on here. If I had a small shoulder plane, I could get right up against that edge and it would be really easy. Okay, here's my first tenon. It's nice. I'm really happy with the dimension I chose. This big meaty tenon. Perfectly. I made my dimensions, my cuts here perfectly. Chiseled down quite easily. I've got everything. It's dead square. Super clean. A beautiful tenon. I'd call it a beautiful tenon.
Okay, so here are our beautiful leg posts. Tenons are all cut. Now, it's not going to do it justice here now because these edges aren't sewn here. And then you got, this is just a rough mill edge because our table will seat down on this shelf and come to probably here. So all this will be flush cut off and planed off. So I just got it left rough here now. So that's detracting from the aesthetics of it a little bit. But look at those beautiful, beautiful tenons.